Children's clothing is one of the hardest segments in fashion business. Not because parents don't want to spend, they actually do, but because kids grow fast, trends change faster, and parents are constantly balancing quality, price, and a host of other things. And the brands that solve this problem, they build incredible businesses. Today we are going to break down the top children's clothing brand in Canada, and more importantly, as a fashion entrepreneur, what you can learn from these brands. Hi, I'm Karan Bose, founder of Hula Global. Over the last 15 years, we had the privilege to work with over 200 brands across the world, and from startups launching their first collection to established brands running sales in multi-million dollar figures. And one thing I can tell you confidently is this: kidswear or children's clothing is not an easy fashion. In fact, many founders underestimate how technically difficult and demanding children's clothing category can be. You are dealing with size complexity, you are dealing with safety regulations, you are dealing with comfort expectations, you are dealing with quality expectations, and most importantly, you are dealing with the emotional buying behavior of a parent. So in today's video, we are going to look at the top 10 clothing brands from Canada. This video is based on the article published on our website, Top 10 Clothing Brands in Canada. We will look at each of these brands and also try to learn lessons for each brand. As a founder, what lessons you can draw. So without wasting any time, let's get into it. Now, before we get into the brands specifically, let's take a step back and try to make sense of why kids wear or children's clothing category is different. Adults buy clothes emotionally, yes, but when they are parents, they buy their kids' clothes with a lot more caution, with a lot more emotions, and they later then justify with logic. So a parent may love the aesthetics, but if the fabric irritates the skin, the stitching comes apart, or the sizing is inconsistent, or the product just doesn't survive 1 or 2 washes, they will rarely come back to the brand. And that is why trust matters massively when it comes to children's clothing.
Hatley, one of Canada's most recognizable children's brands, known for playful prints, rainwear, pajamas, and everyday essentials. But here's the real lesson: Hatley built repeatability. Parents don't just buy once, they come back season after season. That's how durable apparel businesses are built. Joe Fresh Kids. Most people know Joe Fresh for affordable fashion, but their kids category became successful because they understood mass market accessibility, simple designs, affordable pricing, wide distribution. This is important for founders. You do not always need luxury branding to build scale. Sometimes operational efficiency wins. Mini Mioche, a Canadian brand focused heavily on sustainability and organic basics. Now here's something interesting. In kidswear, sustainability often matters more emotionally because parents directly associate fabric quality with child safety. That changes purchasing psychology significantly. 4. Deux, known for premium outerwear and coordinated collections. Canada's climate itself creates opportunity. Cold weather products, jackets, thermals, layering systems, waterproof products all become highly valuable categories. Climate creates fashion opportunities. 5. Souris Mini, one of the strongest examples of storytelling through kidswear design. Bright colors, illustrations, playfulness. And here's the founder lesson: children's brands are often marketed to parents, but emotionally designed for children. 6. Parade Organics, focused on sustainable babywear and organic essentials. Babywear is an entirely different category from kidswear. Parents buying for newborns are extremely quality conscious. That's why fabric certifications and supply chain transparency matter much more. 7. Appaman Canada, a strong example of fashion-forward kidswear. This category sits between practicality and style, and many millennial parents today want children's clothing to reflect their own fashion taste. That behavioral shift created huge opportunity. 8. Nest Designs, focused on bamboo-based sleepwear and essentials. Now this is where material innovation becomes important. Fabric itself becomes the selling point, not branding, not graphics, the fabric experience. 9. Pekkle, affordable essentials focused positioning. Again, another important founder lesson: not every successful kidswear brand is premium. Mass market categories can become very large businesses when inventory planning and sourcing are optimized properly. 10. Miles a Label, one of the newer modern Canadian brands blending contemporary design with practical wearability. And honestly, this is where modern children's fashion is going. Parents increasingly want aesthetically clean, Instagram-friendly, practical children's wear. The emotional expectation has changed.
One of the biggest mistakes startup founders make when it comes to children's apparel, they try to copy paste the business model from adult fashion into kids clothing. And that is a very wrong approach. Kidswear has a very high repeat purchase frequency, a much more complex sizing, a very different return pattern, and a much higher quality expectation. Most importantly, people are much more emotionally involved when it comes to clothing for their kids compared to clothing for themselves. So you are managing so many different variables compared to a regular product line for men or women. So if you do not understand that operationality of a kidswear business, you will struggle with inventory that never sells. And here's the real business of kidswear and what many people do not realize. A successful kidswear business is usually not built on viral designs. It is built on consistency, repeat purchases, reliable sizing, durable fabrics, and operational discipline. Because parents value trust over experimentation, and trust compounds over time. If you're planning to launch your own clothing kidswear brand, study these brands carefully, but not just for aesthetics. Study them for their positioning, the categories they are in, the pricing strategy, the customer psychology. You can read the full breakdown of all these brands in the article that I have given in the description below. We also have a lot of free resources on our website. If you are a fashion startup founder, you will find some of these guides, fabric guides, checklist, and a bunch of other resources quite helpful. Make sure you use as many resources as you can to get the right knowledge. And if you found this video valuable, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, and tell me if I missed out any brand that you want me to cover. Just leave that in a comment and we will take it in the next video. I'm Karan Bose, founder of Hula Global, and I'll see you in the next video.